UNC Froggers versus Ursa Miners, which is actually the team name for UC Berkeley. So interesting game. Both teams are 2-1 right now. UNC coming off of a defeat last week, and Ursa Miners coming off of a win last week, but lost the previous week. So going to be interesting to see who clutches it up today. We also have a new patch, so a lot of things to be
Yeah.
looking out for
I
today.
mean, this is the most exciting day you could possibly have, like, a league match, because nobody really knows. And, like, you could play what you're comfortable with, and what you're comfortable with is just going to be, like, absolute
It's
dog
going to
shit.
be totally
Like,
new to you, so yeah.
yeah, and we've got Primal Beast, but cannot be played. But I think Marcy is now into the rotation here, but
Marcy should be.
I feel like nobody's going to play Marcy.
Though
I'm
she does have her new Aghanims
Oh, that's
and
true.
Ag Shard.
Really exciting
Yeah.
stuff.
So a lot of exciting content to be looking out for. We do have the game started up, first game, so we're going to go switch over to live game right quick, and we're going to get started with the bans and picks.
Okay, Phoenix gone, Underlord, Night Stalker, Bounty Hunter. I am so curious because that has to just be like guesses as to what they think is, broken right now. I do know that along with hero changes and item changes, they can't hear it. Okay.
No, they can. We can't.
Oh, okay. So I keep talking?
Yeah.
Okay.
we can talk.
There's a bunch of changes to the neutral creeps, and I think, Henry, you mentioned that their guess on Phoenix being broken had something to do with the neutral creeps or the creeps.
No, I think that I actually personally think that Phoenix is pretty bad right now. Namely because yeah, well, I don't know if it's bad, but it just can't farm camps right now because of the way that camps were changed. There were a lot of changes to creep camps, but one of them was the fact that their attack can't be affected by slows as much, and so Phoenix Fire Spirits don't have as much of an impact on those creep camps, and therefore Phoenix has more of a hard time or a harder time farming camps. And so honestly,
But I think he's a bit more oppressive in the laning phase because the cooldown got decreased on the Fire Spirits.
true. Yeah, so that could be a factor to why they're banning it out. They're obviously Froggers not choosing to go with their typical OD ban in the first phase. I honestly didn't think that OD was nerfed enough to be considered not a phase 1 ban. So interesting decision by them.
I think that OD has gotten nerfed to the point where they're back to where they were before the post-TI patch, and in fact a little worse off because Meteor Hammer's been nerfed a little bit.
Yeah, Meteor Hammer has been nerfed.
You can't go Ring of Health first unquestionably because you no longer have the mana regen of the really strong passive anymore. It got nerfed enough that you can't trust it. And then I think that the time where Meteor Hammer is really powerful is now shorter. Like at 6 minutes when you get it, it's still amazing, but it's going to stop being useful much faster now.
Yeah, I agree. So looking at what we do have on the board, Tidehunter obviously hasn't gotten too much of a change, I don't think, this patch, but just really good team fight ult and very good laner in general. So very good off-lane choice there for the first pick on UNC. But we also have the Shadow Demon. Shadow Demon has gotten a change. I think his ult got split up into 2 ults, but the Purge and the Demonic Conversion are 2 different parts now to his ult. And so really good thing because now he doesn't have to decide whether he wants to purge a teammate or enemy, right? So really good use of Shadow Demon, and we've obviously seen Shadow Demon used before by UNC and has done really well. On the other hand, Ursa Minor, UC Berkeley, has chosen the Timbersaw and the Lich. Timbersaw, obviously, also a solid tanky offlaner, similar to the Tidehunter. And the Lich also has the very good ultimate, so...
Let's see, I wonder, because I was just talking with, some of our teammates, and we were thinking that Timbersaw isn't going to do too hot.
Really?
Granted, I feel like the Whirling Death is kind of a nerf, and then also Bloodstone got nerfed, and that's such a key item for Timbersaw to like snowball and blow up with in the middle of the game. I'd be curious to see if this Timbersaw is still just gonna go Bloodstone or if he's trying something else.
I think Shivas could possibly be good.
Oh,
Obviously,
okay.
we haven't seen the full UNC's team, but I definitely think there are some other options for the Timbersaw to go rather than Bloodstone and do well in this game.
Right.
Looking at the bans for Ursa Minor, we do have a lot of UNC's typical picks. Both the Bounty Hunter and the Ricky are both banned from Fudge's hero pool, as well as the Oracle and the Night Stalker, which I know are both possible picks for UNC.
And I think Froggers are really just banning people who they think like might be broken. Like I know Fudge was just playing a sniper game right before this, and I think she must have decided like this is cracked. I can't do this. Or like Rubik now can steal two spells with Aghanims. So I mean, it's kind of funny because I feel like they should rather be banning out just like more solid heroes like that rather than the ones that like the enemy team might pick that might be broken. But okay, Viper.
This could be a Viper mid, especially well, either Viper mid or Tidehunter mid, but we could it never can be ruled out as a carry. So interesting pickup here. Can sort of be flexed a little bit everywhere. Also, another interesting point is the Shadow Shaman pickup. Obviously, with the new changes, you can his tether, or not tether, but his shackles are really good right now because one, they heal, which is a really Yeah, they either heal normally or they heal with the shard. But I know that they heal now. Plus shard, you get at 15 minutes, which is a lot lower than 20 minutes. And I think that Shadow Shaman's shard is actually really good because not only does it spawn the 4 Serpent Wards that can deal damage, but they also trap someone inside them. So I think it's a really good shard to have. It allows him to farm a little more effectively as well. So it's interesting going to see him being used.
And the side push ability now is just like a little bit stronger because now it takes creeps 4 hits to kill the Serpent Wards instead of 2.
Yeah.
Although, you know, they might just be throwing it out in fights.
Yeah. Leshrac pick for the Ursa Minor team. Probably going to be their mid hero. And I don't think there was too many bans to the Leshrac, but maybe some, or not bans, but too many changes to the Leshrac. But I do remember that there's maybe a couple of items that Lesh would probably buy that did get changed a little bit.
Yeah, no changes to Leshrac.
Yeah.
None at all.
But possibly some changes to some items that Lesh might buy.
I couldn't tell you. I mean, other than Bloodstone.
Yeah, Bloodstone, I think, but also you have some new int items, I think.
E-Blade is more of like an int item now.
Yeah, exactly.
You build Kaya into it. I could totally see that on Leshrac.
Definitely, because it is that nuke. Obviously, it's kind of like her Shard, which turns everything nihilism.
Oh, that's true.
Turns everything around Lesh ethereal. So
ethereal.
Yeah, but now it has the effects of Kaya as well, so it increases magic damage. So it's going to be interesting to see if this Leshrac does pick up a E-Blade here. And we do have the Storm Spirit pick, so that's going to be Snow's mid Storm Spirit, which means that we're probably going to see a pause 1 Viper, which we haven't never seen on Fudge before. This is going to be, I think, a really interesting match. Actually, I have seen 3 a.m. Fudge play Viper 5, so I have seen Fudge play Viper. Kind of unamusing as a 5, but you know.
Why does Fudge refuse to play to normal pause 1? So that's what I want to know.
I don't know, but I definitely think that Viper has a lot of potential. Obviously, late game, I don't know how much potential this Viper will have. But definitely early game and especially in the lane. Actually, against a Timbersaw, It'll be interesting because Viper also has the break. I think that might be why they picked up the Viper, because of that break on the Timber Saw. But it's going to be interesting. Also, did we have 4th pick? Did we pick? I think Shadow Demon. Shadow Demon's ult breaks people, right?
Does it?
I think so.
I couldn't tell ya.
I think it'll do well against the Timber Saw.
I have to look up what Shadow Demon's abilities are even called, because I don't know any of them.
So we're going to be seeing the Pause 1 Dro. All right, so Pause 1 Dro, I don't think that I think she was busted before, and I don't think she got dealt with now during the recent changes. I think there were a couple changes to her. Her range on her Q got no, not her Q. Her
I don't remember.
W got decreased, but then she gets a speed buff from Gust.
Oh,
so,
okay.
Definitely going to be interesting to see that in here. It's going to be interesting to see the matchup between the Viper and the Dro. I feel like Dro wins that.
The break's kind of big.
Yeah, possibly, but I don't know. I just feel like, especially, I mean, if you're getting speed buff from the Gust and then you're running out of the.
This is why you need to pick a normal agility Pause 1. Actually, is Viper agility? I think it might be Int.
I think. I'm not sure.
But yeah, I just think Viper isn't gonna scale as well as Drow will. Storm's like the only thing that really scales here.
Yeah. So I mean, you don't go. I don't know what item you go first on Storm, right? Because you can't go Orchid now, right? Because Orchid's just I think personally a very bad item. You obviously don't get those.
As much like mana regen.
Yeah, as much mana regen. And it's not an int item. It's more. It's a weird item now.
It is a weird item now. I'll tell you that.
And then what you build it into, not Orchid, but you build Orchid into Bloodthorn with a Mage Slayer, which might be good here against a Lesh.
I could see Viper building Bloodthorn here.
Yeah,
honestly,
I definitely could. Definitely a possibility.
We our like take on that. We're just like they want people to build Mage Slayers so badly.
I know, yeah. Just put useless items into good items, and suddenly people start playing them. It looks like our game might have crashed a little bit.
That's what we like to see.
I'm gonna go check on it real quick.
I'm just gonna keep talking. Okay, guys. Here's the update. In case nobody knows. Child Demon's first ability is called Disruption. That's the Banish, where he puts a little circle on him. Then he's got the Soul Catcher. I couldn't even tell ya. Shadow Poison is the one that's really irritating in lane, where he shoots out the clouds. Oh, hello. We go in front of the desk so I can see the screen better. That's why I'm here instead of back there. In case anyone's watching right now and wanted the update. I have my phone out to read the patch notes. I don't know if you guys know, it's like 1 million patch notes, and it's really exciting. And it only happens, like, I think this last patch lasted about 120 days. It is the longest patch we've had since about 2015. So, it was really exciting today when it hit. I don't know what Henry's doing. Okay. I'll keep talking. Froggers, I don't know if they have a strategy here. I don't think they have as clear of a strategy as UC Berkeley does, and I'm curious to see what their mid game is. I know Fudge likes to go magic builds, and I think that's where she's gonna go with the Viper, and it could work really well, especially with some of the talent changes that Viper hit today. I think they increase the damage or something. I couldn't tell you. Henry, come back.
Okay. All right, so we do have the game underway right here. It looks like we missed a little bit, each team with 1 kill, and it looks like we have the Viper laning against the Drow. Interesting matchup here. Off lane into off lane.
Wait. What? Who's the pause one?
I think the Drow is technically the pause one here, but maybe the Ursa Minor decided to put the Drow into a better lane.
And look, that already was a double kill on Fudge, taking advantage of the weaker, off lane, which is the safe lane. Here's my question to you. Do you think this is Ursa Minor theory crafting that since the offlane tower got moved back, it somehow can be used as a safe lane?
No, I don't think so. I think what happened is they just didn't like the break and the idea of Fudge, Viper playing into this Timbersaw. And so, especially with, Tidehunter. Tidehunter being strength.
Wow, look at that. Poor Nyx, found in the jungle, doesn't have the Vendetta, bursted down. Snow's got low mana, it kind of screws up his farming pattern a little bit, but it's a kill. I can't believe he's already level 6. We really got into this game a little late.
Yeah. Like I was saying, the Timbersaw into the Tidehunter is a lot better matchup than Timbersaw into the Viper, and so that might have been a decision they made.
It might have been a decision they made. Okay, I want to point out that UNC Froggers and Ursa Minor is mixed up, but
yeah,
there's no possibility to get that one fixed. There's a dust coming out from Shadow Demon, Shadow Shaman with the Viper. I think they just want to keep capitalizing on that early game laning power that Fudge has on the Viper. And look at that. The dust gets popped, but then a perfect position for the Hex. And then the Shackle. And the Shadow Poison is just building up along with Viper's own poison. It's got to be a kill. A really easy one onto that Lich. But Drow he's not going to feel that pressure. Poor Shadow Shaman thought he could maybe, well, he's not going for the bounty rune, probably just trying to get a ward down. And Leshrac finds some real common easy. That's no roam on Leshrac.
Yeah. Yeah, we didn't get a chance to talk about the players on Ursa Minor yet.
I don't even know their names. We're gonna find them as we see them on the scoreboard.
And honestly, we can refer to them as their character name for now.
Oh, that's Beamer on Lich. All right.
Yep.
Thanks
and
for
Tower.
The high five. And Tower on Tower.
Yeah, or Tower on Dro.
Wait,
so.
Really?
Right, because you can't high-five a tower. So.
I don't know.
I think
new ability. All right, Leshrac trying to find that Shadow Shaman again. It's going to be an easy kill, but Snow manages to save him. And then we're down to the bottom lane where it's another fight. It's that poison...
Sting.
The poison
sting?
No, the area one. The pit
yeah.
of poison. I'm going to have to look up what that's called. It's just... Okay, well, we're past the moment. They got the kill. Well, I think Fudge is getting exactly what she wanted out of this lane. Look at that. Will the slow from the poison sting be enough? I think it is. There's 2 stacks of that Shadow Demon poison, but I don't think it's enough, actually. Drow gets away. Shadow Shaman playing it so dangerously here against this Leshrac, leaving Snow to try to fend off these 2 attackers. Wow. I don't even know how was it just the lightning that takes out the Nyx, and poor Leshrac, the Invis rune isn't even enough to get away because of the Sentry Ward. What a play by these 2. I can't believe the Shadow Shaman survived.
Yeah, really good play by them. Ooh, Tide just not, obviously, like I said, not a good matchup against this Timber, and just gets too low in lane. And he's going that Hooded Defiance to maybe try and deal with it, especially with so much magic damage on the side of Ursa Minor, but just isn't enough sustain yet to stay in lane against that Timbersaw.
Even if Timbersaw blows up, I don't see where he goes. You know, like how he's able to like capitalize on extra golden net worth without getting the Bloodstone that's effective. Sorry, I should be commentating on this fight instead of talking about that. That's
a really good wards placement. Gets that Drow stuck right there. And is able to get a kill. Obviously, Brazel on that level 6, from roaming around and getting kills, does really well. Gets his ultimate down and is able to kill the safe laner for Ursa Minor.
And, you know, I could be totally wrong. I want to say that might have been only the second death on Drow, who's been doing a good job of just surviving in general in what's got to be a pretty tough lane.
Yeah, and I haven't actually played this since the patch yet. Stacking the new ancient creeps
yeah, the
right
new
there.
ancient creeps. I don't even know what those guys do.
A lot of damage, that's what. But I would like to note that the runes the bounty runes have changed positions on the map, which is an interesting thing that has been done because it makes it harder for the mid to grab them, which might affect the bottle meta, right? Because obviously bottle is really good because there are still those mid runes, including the water runes, which spawn at 2 and 4 minutes. And so we definitely saw the Lesh with a bottle earlier. I'm not sure if Snow on the Storm has a bottle.
I'm
but,
sure he does.
Probably, right? But obviously with the runes,
you're right.
It
makes it really difficult because especially in that like 3-minute part where you want to go grab the bounty or you want to farm the triangle and you're relying on that extra bounty rune to be there for you to get the mana to just do one more remnant, one more vortex to just get that damage out to farm quickly. It's not gonna be there. And they also nerfed bringing the bottom.
Oh yeah,
on that
from the supports to the mid.
Yes. Oh, great. Going into the back line, Snow might be able to find a kill, but he's about to get gone on by 3 of them, and they're able to just destroy Snow, who's now named Gatsby. Should I call him Gatsby?
I'm not sure. I think he still goes by Snow.
I'll still call him Snow.
Yeah. Yeah, so he just stayed a little too long trying to kill that Lich, and that's set up perfectly for the stun from the Leshrac. And really good damage. Ooh, almost got out. Almost got a kill there. Kraken Shell ended up saving him. And honestly, this is what I assumed would happen. Fudge would end up rotating to the top to try and take that tower. Obviously, a good matchup against the Timbersaw, and Scott not having a lane would then go bottom to push out the tower and try and play bottom. But the Timbersaw, not wanting to play into Fudge Viper and wanting to play into Tide, would eventually follow the Tide down to bottom. And pretty much be a base race right there. And we see that here perfectly. Both towers falling, bottom T1 for UNC and top T1 for Ursa Minor.
Nyx there with a well-played Carapace, Spiked Carapace.
Yeah, Carapace is really good against Storm Spirit because obviously Storm Spirit trying to go on, wants to instantly Vortex someone, but trying to go on that Nyx Assassin, the Carapace stops him right there. And honestly, it's a good setup as we saw previously onto the Leshrac.
I'm curious to see if they're able to turn this onto the Timbersaw because he's real tanky. He's been having a great game. I'd be curious to see the net worth, but I'm sure he's doing pretty hot on that leaderboard. As even though it's 10-6, Ursa Minor is up 3k gold. And, you know, you were right about, you were talking about all the rotating of the lanes, and I was kind of surprised that they weren't able to get that bottom tower as well with the Fudge lane. I thought it might have been going well enough that they would have been able to push that.
I think honestly they were trading just because the Drow could fight back against the, or I think they honestly went on the Lich a lot, allowing the Drow to pretty much just output a lot of damage, and just the lane with Shadow Shaman and Viper just can't sustain long enough.
What a jump into the Drow, hoping to catch him before he can get the Gust. Actually, he has no mana. There's no way he can Gust. Leshrac in to save him with the Yules into the stun, and Snow has no mana to get out. Will he be able to TP? Oh, they find the kill with the Nyx stun. But Brasso, he got the Lich in that back line. It doesn't matter, though, because Snow just huge misplay. A death on the core is so much more valuable to Ursa Minor than losing their Lich, and they get to farm those Serpent Wards. It's a nice little boost in gold right there.
Yeah, so definitely a win in a trade for Ursa Minor. And I think that Snow just maybe took a little too much time. He was obviously zipping back and forth, trying to get enough damage onto the Drow, but just with no team there to help him, it was just a little too difficult for him. And
what is he building? Like, I guess, you know what it is? You know what it is? I bet he's not going Orchid, because it's not really an int item anymore. Because if a Storm Spirit had Orchid by now, you would be able to burst down these characters like he thinks he can. But because he doesn't have it, he's not able to burst down the characters anymore. Does that make sense what I said to you? Yeah, he built Kaya instead of Orchid, so he doesn't have that solo ganking power that he normally would. This is a great moment. They're catching up to Timber Saw, but he's just so tanky. They're able to turn it back on him. Everybody dodges that Ravage. I mean, nobody was even going to be able to get hit by that. Look at that. UNC Froggers completely separated out. They're trying to get a single kill onto that Nyx, but it's not going to happen. Shadow Demon forced to run away. I mean, Timber Saw, completely untouched from the beginning, grabs a double kill. And Tidehunter, maybe he can TP out, but they have the
lockdown.
Yeah, they have the lockdown to stop him, so he's just left trying to walk away, and Timber Saw smashes Yule's saving Leshrac. Okay, wow. This is sad. I don't know how Storm just had all of that damage to him. I guess it was the mana burn. Wow, even Fudge caught out. Not going to be saved by their pit of poison. The break's going to do nothing for her. And it's just sad showing for UNC Froggers in that fight.
Yeah, very hard to go on a single person. Obviously, with the Lesh there to back him up, as well as the Nyx, who has the Carapace to pretty much disengage from whatever fight they want. And obviously the Lich armor. And, I mean, whoa.
Shadow Demon caught out. Drow's finally dealing enough damage to just burst down a support like that with simply a stun from the Nyx. This Drow's getting scary, and I have to tell you, Fudge is not nearly as scary, I think.
Yeah, I agree. And even this off-lane Timbersaw is doing really well and a good job in these matchups. And we might see another...
I was pointing at the inventory. Timbersaw went Kaya and Sanj.
Yeah.
That was interesting.
Timbersaw getting another kill, looks like, onto...
Very easy kill. Probably could have done that solo. What is he building now? Is that a...
Lotus.
Lotus
Yes.
Orb. Great item for this game. Save people from the Storm Spirit jump. Save them from the Shadow Demon. Ult. Doesn't save them from the auto attack from Viper though. But the Viper strike it would.
Yes.
Yes.
But I don't think from Poison Sting.
Yeah.
Auto attack. Does look like they're trying to go onto this Drow right here, but wow, she just outputs damage, and it looks like she's just going to get away fine. They're going to try and...
Oh, big moment for Shadow Shaman. Catches him in the Mystic Wards. It's over. Big
Mystic
kill.
Wards?
Mystic Wards. Mystic Snakes?
Serpent
Wards?
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah. Looks like Drow is going to get caught out again by... as her team is just playing this bottom lane. But obviously with that speed buff from the Gust, is she going to be able to get away? Oh my god.
I was
that Gust speed buff is just so big. She just gusts everyone else away and then runs her little feet away out of that. And there's just nothing UNC can do. Obviously, Shadow Demon was in the right position, but the Viper and the Storm Spirit weren't in the right position to be able to catch that Drow out. And it was really unfortunate to see that.
And look at Draw's items. They're getting pretty close to a Manta style. It's kind of a late Manta, I feel like. But they're about to hit their timing. And you're right. If UNC could have gotten that kill, it would have been huge for being able to make this comeback. But that Drow's unabashed, 7k gold lead. I feel really bad about this game. Although we were talking about, I really hope this only takes 2 games, because I have an essay to write.
Yeah. And I just want to note that this Timber Saw has had a really big impact in this game, obviously making a lot of space and applying a lot of pressure along with getting important kills. This Tidehunter hasn't really been applying much pressure. Obviously, I've been watching him sit in the triangle for a good while, trying to take those ancient creeps, and I don't know, maybe trying to farm up a blink, but isn't applying a lot of pressure, and obviously he hasn't had much game impact yet.
Yep, I mean, we saw that one Ravage he did where, you know, I think the only person who could have been hit by it was in the, what's it called? The Banish.
Yeah, the Leshrac was,
I think it was Banish for the Shadow Demon.
Yeah.
Wow, look at those fun creeps. I love those. I don't even know what any of these guys are.
They're creeps.
They're creeps.
Yep.
Some kind of creeps.
Sea creeps.
And I believe now every 7.5 minutes the creeps get stronger, both neutrals and the lane creeps.
I believe so, and give additional XP and gold. So there is a little bit of
extra reward for taking that time all throughout the game now. Because I think right before this patch, they had actually made it so that you didn't get increased gold and XP as the game went on. So this is kind of a revert of that change a little bit.
Yeah, exactly. Doesn't look like a little stagnant, though. A decent amount of these heroes are playing towards the top tower, maybe looking for that top T2, either that or Roche control. And we do see a smoke up on Ursa Miner's team. So they are going to get found out by the Shadow Shaman if they keep going.
It looks like with the Split Earth Yule's combo, it's out of the park. Brazil is nowhere to be seen in just a moment's notice. And with a pick like that, I think they have secured, they're securing the triangle, they have that Roche control. Oh, but they want to keep it going, they're going to keep it rolling. They found Pseudo-Nymph, and he's almost alone. His teammate's just a little bit away, but again, exploded in a moment. Lotus Orb on the Tinker Saw. The Timber Saw means that he's not going to get Viper Striked. He's not going to get Gushed. He can get out real quick.
It does look like they're turning their attention towards the Roshan. Most likely going to put on the Drow. See if UNC tries anything. Doesn't look like they're setting up to even contest this.
Just got to try to catch up and farm a little. Be prepared for that high ground defense, I think.
Oh, and it's going to go on the Lesh. The Lesh is a good choice because obviously that Lesh does a lot of tower damage. They may just choose to put it on the high ground with the Drow sitting behind, able to do a lot of damage and pretty much be safe while doing it. Good choice by them.
Yeah, I believe it. I believe it. I mean, he's got to be a lot closer in. I'm curious to see if the Lesh is going to be able to find that Shadow Shaman once again. Look at this. Nice stun, but nobody's going to be able to follow up. And with the spiked Carapace, he's going to be okay. Snow, huge initiation here, leaping onto the back line, trying to find the Drow as quickly as he can. The BKB's popped. They get Drow. And with Leshrac, oh, he's back. He's back. Tidehunter's gone. And they're going to try to turn this with the strength of Aegis behind them. Timber Saw into the line. Shadow Demon's out of there. Snow has no mana left, just a little bit for that last jump needed. And the BKB lets Fudge walk away. But Leshrac has no fear because he has that Aegis, willing to walk up onto the high ground. Oh, doesn't even lose it. Brazil also going to get away. How does that feel? Oh my god! With just the power of the jump, he takes out both. It's a double. Is he gonna try to save Timber Saw here? Are they gonna be able to push onto them enough? Jesus Christ, the amount of damage that Split Earth does. Was that just the Split Earth?
I think so, yeah. Along with some of the other magic damage.
Where is Snow? He needs to get into this fight. He's trying to teleport back to the high ground, and in the meantime, Fudge is dead. Timber Saw teleporting out. Leshrac, they're gonna pop the Aegis, and he get a kill right before he died?
Yeah, which is really sad because shoot. Man with Kraken Shell.
Man with Kraken Shell, Tidehunter.
Tidehunter, yes. Had an 8 wand charge, so might have been able to survive if he had used it. But does go down to the magic damage of the Leshrac, so.
I mean, I was going to ask, right before Storm Spirit came in for the double kill, I was going to say, that's a drow for the Shadow Demon and...
Stupendous.
Who else was it? I think it was...
Tidehunter also died.
Tidehunter.
But I mean, it started with. I mean, it was a lot of kills back to back.
Right.
It was the Shadow Shaman into the Shadow Demon into the Tidehunter. But then they all kind of respawned and got kills, and so.
I think it's a long engagement that altogether might have gone UNC Frogger's way. I mean,
I think overall though. It's still enough map control. I mean, I think UNC Froggers is still scared to go out on their map, right?
And
they didn't get enough of a win to...
Oh, well, they're venturing out. They find that Nyx as they take back control of their jungle. So maybe it was enough of a win to grab some map control.
Yeah, obviously right there. And I would like to note that I think a good item choice for this Storm Spirit would have been a Orchid, actually. Right? If you jump in, you Orchid the Nyx Assassin. Obviously, the Nyx Assassin can't use Spike Carapace. And it's a really good engage. The Lich can't use any of their spells. The Drow couldn't have used Gust. I think the Orchid would have been nice, except that it's just a bad item now. I don't think it's a good item anymore because of the components that are needed to make it.
I don't know. I think it's still fine. I think if they went Orchid and then Kaya,
that's why you're lower
they would have been a lot more effective.
I disagree. I don't think it's a good item. It's just not enough in the early game to do well. And then you can't even upgrade it into a
Bloodthorn. I mean,
maybe Bloodthorn, but not
as
Storm Spirit.
But Storm Spirit needs something in that early game, especially to be able to get kills, because
he just has to go an early item, which is Kaya, and then just go straight BKB. That's what I think, because BKB obviously does solve that Carapace problem and some of the other problems. Obviously, Tidehunter getting gone on right now does proc that Kraken Shell a good like 4 or 5 times, I'd say. But the damage is just too much from this Drow at this point, and does go down.
I'm just still thinking about Storm Spirit that I think it's just a huge hit to the character that, like, without being able to build Orchid and it being a good item, that he loses that, like, solo ganking power.
Yeah.
I don't know if Storm's really a solid mid
Okay, I think it's situational, because obviously this game it's bad. You have the Dro Gust, you have the Nyx Carapace, but I think overall, especially in some matchups where maybe they don't have as much lockdown as this team does, I think the Storm Spirit would be a good pick. And especially in the Nyx is a bad counter. The Nyx is a really bad counter to the Storm Spirit. But the Dro, sometimes you can avoid the Gust by zipping past it. So that's not as bad, but again, the Nyx is really bad. Dro Gust is obviously bad for Storm if he gets caught out. And it's going to be interesting to see if they can come back from this. Obviously, going onto the high ground now.
Big Ravage, letting them get a nice initiation, but it's not really for Tidehunter. First to fall in the middle of this fight, still putting in as much damage as he possibly can. The Timber Saw goes down, and it leaves them into a solid position as all the BKBs are gone. Fudge has freedom to deal as much damage as she possibly can, and I think they both lose too there in that fight. I think they both lost the off lane and a support. It's actually, I mean, solid high ground defense.
Yeah. And now UNC, thinking they have the upper hand, is going to try and chase for more. Obviously, they'd used their BKBs, but I think so did Ursa Miners, so there's going to be a chase here.
Oh, yeah, they found Leshrac. I didn't even see that.
Really good kill.
Looks like to be able to grab the Lich.
Possibly the...
why are we watching that? What's this directed camera? All right. Yeah, nice catch, guys. Get the double kill for Snow. And Drow thought they could come in to save anyone, but just goes down again. What was that?
Yeah, just really bad play. Thought maybe it could TP in quick enough to save the Lich, but obviously I thought the Drow would have canceled that TP after they saw the Lich die so quickly. Maybe thought the Storm Spirit wouldn't have enough mana or something. I don't know what was going through their head there.
Yeah, really
but obviously really bad death and obviously really preventable death right there by the Drow.
And they've been quickly decreasing that net gold lead. Net worth.
Yeah, it was up to 10K, I think, as they were sieging the high ground. And obviously now back down to 6K definitely shows that a comeback is definitely possible. Though I wouldn't have suspected it, especially with this Viper coming back from a deficit. Looks like UNC is making the impossible look possible.
The key here is capitalizing on Drow teleporting alone into the middle of your entire team.
Yeah, that's definitely Ursa Minor trying to hand UNC a little bit of a chance for a comeback. So hats off to them.
It looks like Ursa Minor's trying to find a fight here. Nick's probably in a vendetta. Almost got the Storm Spirit, but Shadow Shaman gets out, so does Storm. Roche is back, just up right now this second, and I don't know. Okay, Drow has basically nothing other than Manta and BKB. Do you think they just got a Scotty? I don't know.
Just got it? I don't think so. Is getting it? Probably, yeah. I think so. But honestly, I'm surprised that we haven't seen really anyone other than this Timbersaw, I don't think, with a Aghanim Shard. Obviously now with the
Shrek has a shard.
Oh, but okay, this is recent, right? This is after Shrek's death. After his most recent death. Because I remember seeing before that he didn't have the shard. And obviously now you can have it at 15 minutes, right? It comes out at 15 minutes. And Shrek's obviously is a really good shard. Maybe not for seeking high ground, but...
Ooh, speaking of Leshrac, he gets shackled and shot down by the beautiful combo of the support with Snow. But Drow's in here, huge Ravage, leaving the opportunity for Snow, taking out whoever the hell that was really fast. BKB on the Drow, needs to find a way to take out the stuns off Shadow Shaman. And they're able to turn the fight because no, without the Hex or the Shackle, there's nothing to stop Drow from dealing out death. And they turn that fight around solidly for them. Snow walking away sadly. But I think the net gold actually goes up towards Ursa Minor in that fight, even though Leshrac dies.
Yeah, just because it was a 3K, or no, a 2K. Actually, that is interesting because it was a 2 for 2.
Yeah, right? I'm really curious about that.
But obviously, UNC just wasn't positioned well for that fight. They thought they could catch out the Leshrac from a bad position. And they obviously did catch Leshrac off, but trying to re-engage into that fight, they just didn't have their right-click hero. So once Drow popped her BKB, there wasn't much that could be done. And Drow, along with the help from Timbersaw and Nyx Assassin, was able to get out of there, which obviously is really good because then she can continue to farm and play her game.
Yeah, I mean, Drow, like, in the middle of, I think it was 3 or 4, no, I think it was just 3 UNC players with the Paladin sword sustained, I mean, she looked impossible to kill in that moment.
We do see a 5-man smoke coming up from Ursa Minor, trying to find something, looking like they're going into the triangle. Oh, possibly. Yeah, so it looks like they are going to be trying to go into this Roche pit and get this next Aegis plus Agnum Shard for whoever wants it. And UNC just nowhere near going for the bottom jungle and just missing out on this Roche.
Yep. I mean, it's kind of big. This gives Ursa Minor the initiative once again. Hopefully, you know, they're hoping to play as 5, not get caught out, and start a fight that's going to lead to a Tier 3 tower and racks.
Yeah. And obviously this time it's on the Dro Ranger, the Aegis of the Immortal.
Because we can lose Leshrac. Who cares about him?
Exactly.
But Drow's going to kill your entire team. Oh, Shadow Shot. I can't.
Interesting choice by the Shadow Shaman. Sees the Nyx assassin, thinks, that Nyx must be alone, right? And just blinks right into 5.
I mean, I guess it is true. Ursa Minor's been playing pretty separated, but at this point in the game, you gotta know that there's no way that the Nyx is just playing completely alone without anyone behind them.
Yeah, and obviously.
What was his plan too? Like, how was he gonna get a kill?
I think it was just Hex into ult around the Nyx and then just shackling up. I don't really know, but obviously goes down for it.
Leaving them in a really bad position for this high ground defense. Oh, goodness. Okay. They're getting into it. They catch up the Shadow Demon even from below the high ground with the mischance. Drow has enough damage to just stomp on Shadow Demon. They're going to try to walk down Fudge as well with the Flamethrower, but the Ravage comes out. I think they had enough BKBs that they're not completely stopped. Scott goes down, and Nyx is gone, but the damage is undeniable. Fudge at the lowest health. Snow has no mana to get away. The split Earth is gigantic, and Snow just mushed the buybacks though. Buyback on someone? I don't even know how many people bought back. I swear Fudge bought back.
Yeah,
but,
Fudge did buy back, so did the Tidehunter. But against this Drow, they just don't have enough damage to contest. And obviously the Drow, I think I'm pretty sure using the Aegis. Yeah, there is no more Aegis on this Drow. Goes down to the Plague Wards, I think. But is going to take that set of racks. And
the Scythe. Fudge literally can't go in without having BKB right now because I think it's Timbersaw or Leshrac who has the Scythe of Ice.
Timbersaw, yeah.
Yeah, that's really brutal for Viper.
I honestly think that the Shadow Shaman's trying to go in and maybe like trying to catch out this Dro with a
Shackle Hex.
No, the Shadow Demon.
Oh, Shadow Demon.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay, one max down. Yeah, which is
gets caught out, dies,
yeah.
And I think honestly the best bet is maybe to just create illusions of the Viper and just try and use that to like de-push a little bit, just to right-click some creeps. But
I mean, Viper, I'd be curious to see Viper's items right now because I feel like he did a whole lot of nothing in that fight. Like I said at the beginning of the game, it's like Snow is the only one that's going to scale. And he's scaling well. He's doing really well in these fights. But, oh yeah, look at that. Hurricane Pike, BKB Maelstrom. That's
I mean, obviously you want the Pike to be able to get away from the...
Oh, they're all found by that Nyx. He's going to get punished for it, but I think... Whoa, what a blink and shackle! And, oh, it was only Lich. I thought that was Leshrac, honestly. With the BKB teleport, Drow is going to get away all fine and safe, but a solid 2 supports there for UNC, more than I thought they were going to get.
Yeah, they do get the 2 supports, and both the Timbersaw and the Drow make it out of there alive. But honestly, none of the lanes are pushed out from UNC. Drow is continuing to farm, and honestly, some of these heroes, I think, on the side of Ursa Minor, are just at this point maybe too tanky just to kill at any point.
Yep.
I
mean, how are you gonna kill? How is Fudge gonna be able to kill anything? Look at this. Okay. Well, they back out here. I think this is a solid moment to disengage, maybe, but Viper is useless. Like, they don't have any items that allow them to actually deal any damage. You saw for that short moment where Fudge was engaging on Leshrac and did almost nothing to Leshrac.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, oh. Okay, well, let's get that fixed.
So while we get this fixed, it does look like we're going to go to a short break and hopefully see how the rest of that game went. We'll be right back with you right after we get this update figured out.
All of their racks taken down. They've only got a couple left as Ursa Minor forces just another one, and now it's to the middle lane. I don't think they have Aegis, but they don't need it as they prepare to do a final siege onto this high ground, get those megas, and spill the end for UNC Froggers in this match. Look at that, so easily. The Shrek on his own. Okay, the Ravage comes out. The BKBs aren't up. They have a moment here. Drow was so low, using the Hurricane Pike to get out, but able to turn onto Snow. Snow, gone, absolutely deleted. He has to buy back to be able to do anything here. Dipper saw so low health. I can't see what's happening in that back line. Drow, dead. Oh, look at that. And Stowe walking away after killing that Drow Ranger. It looks like he might have been able to save his team as Fudge takes out Leshrac as well off somewhere else. They save one last barracks. And it's another few minutes of safety for UNC Froggers.
Yeah, but for how much longer? I'd like to note that the Star Sphere, it doesn't look like he has one of the new items. I forget what it's called. I think it's like a something brooch.
It's something, I think it might be Revenant Brooch.
Oh, that sounds right. Which is a combination of both Kaya?
Not Kaya.
No,
It's Witchblade.
Oh, Witchblade and Mystic Staff.
Yes.
So obviously a really good int item. I don't know if it was the choice though here.
If what's her face? If Drow bought Butterfly, I have no idea if she did. You know, it grants you True Strike.
Yeah.
It's kind of interesting. Maybe you build E-Blade and you get magical, because it turns your attacks into magical damage. It lets you go past the ethereal. So you're dealing, what is it, like 1.5 damage?
I think so.
And you could deconstruct the Kaya and Sanj, build that. But I don't think that's what he's going to do. Yeah.
I mean, we do see the E-Blade queued up right now.
Oh, we do.
But that is after an Ag, so might be farther down the line. And we're already 45 minutes into this game. We might not have been casting 45 minutes, but the players are 45 minutes into this game, and so gonna see if they actually get to that.
Yeah, right.
I think
Roche is up again.
You might find this Shadow Shaman. Shadow Shaman Brazel does blink away. Looks like
he spotted the Roche.
Ursa Minor is pinging out this Shadow Shaman. Ooh, but gets the TP out and TP's safety.
Something to point out here, a couple of items being finished. Storm Spirit gets that, gets the Ags, as well as Drow finishing up a Satanic and then a Blink on the Shrek. And either lens on someone, but that was less important. But the Satanic and the Ag Spies, those are pretty big.
Yeah, also we see the Ags on the Timber Saw. I don't know if it's as important to know, but obviously the double Chakram.
It's pretty big.
Yeah.
Especially, you know, against Viper, who's kind of slow. Who gets this Aghanim's Blessing? I don't know if we get to see.
I think it was on. It went on the Nyx.
Oh, that works.
Yeah, so I think that's.
I actually would have liked to see it.
Actually, that's a really good Ags.
That's true. Okay.
On Nyx, they would just siege high ground from far distance away. Though I don't know if this Nyx wants to burrow necessarily, because obviously wants to be running into those large area spells from UNC and getting those big carapaces. Obviously, the Viper.
Oh, big Ravage. Are they gonna? They ping up the Drow. Snow's going in, but the BKB is pulled. I don't think there's enough damage to pull it out. Leshrac gone down. He's dead, but he has that Aegis. They know that he was gonna die first, and he survives. And you know what? I think everyone on Ursa Minor is still alive, while Tidehunter is the only one to fall in that fight.
Yeah, Tidehunter falls, but obviously UNC uses a lot of ults, uses that Ravage along with the Serpent Ward, and Tidehunter fights back, but...
Oh, what happened to Storm? Somehow he got stunned, and then Pseudonym is the next to go. Megas, what happened to Fudge? Did Shadow Demon try? I think Shadow Demon tried to banish him to save Fudge, but it just left her in a precarious little predicament there and led to her death. No one's going to be able to follow up on that kill until the Shrek. Fudge buys back, but it's immediately killed. I think stunned by the Split Earth, and look at that double kill for Leshrac onto the Pseudo-Nymph. And that is it. All the buybacks are gone and used for UNC Froggers, and they call GG. Long game for them, but Ursa Minor really showed dominance from, I want to say, like the 10-minute mark. It was just going their way the whole time.
Yeah, even into the laning stage. Now the game is over, we're going to switch over back to live desk real quick as we move back into position. And so I think we obviously had a game that was kind of dominant or decided from the
draft?
Yeah, the draft.
That's what I want to say as well. Yeah.
This Viper pick, I don't know. Obviously, we saw some potential for a comeback. We saw UNC getting some picks, winning some team fights there towards the end, maybe one or two. But obviously, with that Viper pick, it's really hard to carry with a Viper.
Yeah, right?
I mean, a Viper's an early game hero. Obviously, most of your damage is coming from that Poison Sting attack modifier. But once people get BKB, like, you're not doing any damage.
Yeah.
Obviously, this Drow just outputting damage on damage, like, you just use BKB on Drow, you hold your ground, you don't care about that Storm Spirit jumping you, and you do mass amounts of damage. And so, obviously, Drow, real carry. Viper, not so much. So, obviously, some things to think about in this draft. Maybe they were trying out something. I don't think Viper got changed too much, so I don't.
No, literally just a couple of talent changes,
Yeah, so.
and the build wasn't like crazy new items. Like it's Hurricane Pike.
Yeah, I mean, even Fudge's Abaddon, I think, has a better chance. I think Abaddon got some cool buffs now that I think maybe Valve is trying to push, Gaben is trying to push, carry Abaddon back at us, which could be a thing for Fudge, but obviously didn't want to.
Honestly, I think carry Dazzle would have had a better chance than what we saw.
But yeah, interesting draft. Definitely some things to think about. And yeah, UNC's obviously this is best of 3, so UNC still has a chance to come back from this in the next 2 games. But while we wait for that next game to get ready, we are going to go to a quick break. Don't click out of that browser yet, because we are going to be right back with some more Frogger versus Ursa Minor action. All right, so we are back with game 2. Hopefully we can see some UNC victory right here. As we do go into the draft, UNC with the first pick again, as well as on the Radiant side. Best of 3, obviously UNC would need the next 2 games to be victories to be to win the whole match. Ursa Minor just needs to win one of them. So in favor of Ursa Minor, but obviously UNC Froggers, if they get their draft correct, can come back. They ban out the Next Assassin, obviously a bad pick against Snow's favorite Storm Spirit, as well as some of the other heroes, as well as the Timbersaw obviously played a really good game there into their heroes, and so opting to ban it out there. Just don't want to play against it pretty much.
Yep. And I think getting rid of the Night Stalker and the Bounty Hunter again, I think the Night Stalker is one of our team's like big picks. So they're just going off what like we play the most and do the best at, which obviously worked last time.
Yeah.
Just keep it up.
We have seen the Spirit Breaker, I think, I want to say every single series so far, so at least 4 times. And obviously that is a Scott Spirit Breaker, which is going to go in the off lane this game. Though we have seen it also Scott playing it mid, but I think they've decided that Snow is going to be the mid player from now on. But yeah, Spirit Breaker, it's interesting. That obviously his Ags hasn't changed, as well as his Shadowblade Ags build I don't think has changed, but his Bodos has changed, right? It gives less status resistance.
Yeah, and then I think the bash damage has been decreased.
So overall, I think maybe is still a good hero, though I don't know if he's as good as he used to be.
Yeah.
And Ursa Minor opting for the Disruptor.
I like it.
Yeah, I definitely like it. A good both team fight, obviously, zoning, but also good at picking off heroes. And they also go for the Tidehunter. Obviously, UNC played this last game. It looked pretty good, especially in the end. Getting those big team fight ultimates with the Ravage. So it looks like Ursa Minor's looking for that on their own team.
And they'll actually, of course, that will be able to follow up on the big Ravages.
Yeah,
something that UNC Froggers lacked.
And now UNC Froggers doesn't have the counter to the Tidehunter that they did the first game, which was the Timbersaw. Obviously, with it being banned out. But they do choose the Enigma. It's going to be interesting to see where they put this Enigma. I don't think I've seen any of their players play something like an Enigma. Obviously, a very greedy support, if they choose to put it support.
I have some bad news for you, Henry.
What is that?
This is a pause 1 Enigma.
Oh, no. Don't.
It's what it is.
How do you know that?
It has to be. It just has to be, right?
I don't think so. That is not the play style of Fudge, right? Because this is obviously the Enigma wants to jump in, black hole, a bunch of heroes. Not
or even just
right
1 or
like
2 heroes. I mean,
yeah, 1 hero maybe.
Look, here's what I'm thinking. The play style of Fudge is picking things that aren't really carry heroes. And so our plan isn't to carry the game. It's to be an Enigma.
Maybe it's Spirit Breaker pause 1 and Enigma 3?
Oh, I mean, Enigma 3 and Spirit Breaker pause 4 really would work.
Okay, yeah, I could see that. But also, is this a Scott signature hero? Like, that's who's been playing it this whole time. And I don't know. I feel like Scott really likes the Spirit Breaker, but also the Enigma. I could see the Enigma either being 4 or 3. I think those can be interchangeable.
I guess so. I just don't like Enigma support that much.
I don't either. I think it's super greedy. A lot more.
They ban out the Oracle. I think they're betting on it not being a support either.
Well, I don't know. The Enigma could be a 4, and then the Oracle could be a 5. So obviously, Brazel does play that Oracle a lot, and I don't think there was too much changes other than the Scepter, which was the Reign of Destiny. Reign of Destiny. Yeah, but obviously Oracle just not a farming hero, doesn't get enough money for Scepter, so the Ursa Minor is just banning out UNC comfort heroes right now.
Great decision.
Either banning them out or picking them, because obviously they do play. Brazel does also play that Disruptor, and so now without the Disruptor or the Oracle, it's going to be interesting to see what they choose to play for that +5.
Nice thing here with the Rubik being able to steal the black hole. Now they have like effectively 3 teamfight ultimates on their team that are like huge.
Yeah, Rubik just has, even with just an Enigma and Spirit Breaker, already has a bunch of good spells to steal both charge. Even Bulldoze is good, but also Black Hole. Anything really is viable here. So
and maybe he gets Ags. I don't know if he does or not. I think that might be a pause for Rubik. I hope it is, so he can try to get Aghanims and steal 2 spells at once. That'd be so nice.
Charge into a black hole.
Yeah.
That'd be really cool.
Or he gets Midnight Pulse and Black Hole, and he's effectively just an Enigma.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, okay. Puck mid, probably, you think, or pause 5?
Yeah, I believe. Ooh, you say pause 5, and I have seen Brazel play the puck 5. I think I've said this before,
yes,
but then it ended up going mid. We'll see what comes out rest, but I don't know. Probably my bet is on that it is going to be a puck mid, which is interesting because they did change a couple things about puck this.
Did they?
Yeah, and I think what I discussed with a couple of my friends was that late game puck, it's pretty much just the right click damage from phase shift, right? Because phase shift, Shard at 15 minutes now does that attack on phase shift. Ooh. You wanted the typical carry player. You got it now.
All right.
So now Fudge is going to be on that Phantom Assassin +1. No Enigma +1, sadly. But we are going to see someone who is able to take it to that late game and challenge whatever core comes out. Hopefully going to go that Battle Fury, possibly Deso. But yeah, going back to Puck, the phase shift attack Shard. I think that's how you scale into the late game, and you pretty much go a right-click Puck that just spams phase shift.
I mean, Waning Rift and Dream Coil got buffs. The talents are changed. I couldn't do an analysis of the talents right now, but they're probably pretty solid.
Yeah, so I think Puck's pretty solid right now as a mid, and so I'm excited to see it. But looking at their lineup, if Puck is mid, are they saving their, pause 5 for last pick? And obviously Ursa Minor with that Void Spirit, that's going to be their mid hero going against the Puck.
Both a lot of mobility.
Yeah, and what I'd like to note here is if that Disruptor is able to catch out the Puck, that's a good.
That's a dead Puck.
Yeah, that's a dead Puck right there. And obviously we haven't seen the carry from Ursa Minor, and I don't know who we're waiting on from UNC Foggers, but definitely a lot of good options. But they have to consider they're going against this PA now, and it's gonna be interesting. To see
what do you do?
Yeah, who do they choose against this PA carry? And obviously going to be laning against that Spirit Breaker Enigma probably. We'll see though.
I'm curious to see who the Froggers ban here, just like who they think is strong against their own lineup, because I'm not totally sure.
Maybe a Lifestealer to rage out of Enigma Black Hole. Yeah, Lifestealer gets banned out, obviously. Good escaping, but also has a lot of damage and a lot of sustain. So they obviously banned that out. And honestly, if I was Ursa Minor right now, I I'd honestly think the puck was a mid, so right, but I'm questioning myself because why would they 3 pick their mid and what 5 pick their position five? Yeah, so I'm obviously they think it's a position 5 that's being last pick, so they ban out the Lich. We're just gonna have to wait and see what UNC Froggers pick as their last pick to see if it is a mid puck and or a 5 puck.
Yeah. I mean, the Froggers, they're not picking last, you know, so, I mean, they could have just thought whatever we pick can get countered anyways.
Yeah. And they also ban out the Faceless Void, which would be able to pretty much time walk off any damage, but also big chronos, could catch out the puck, could stop the black hole, and really good ban right there from UNC, I think.
I'm just so curious to see who they choose.
They ban out the Slardar. I think Ursa Minor is just as confused about these picks as we are. So just deciding to ban out a Slardar. I think Slardar was buffed. Now gets his Corrosive Haze was buffed, and so yeah, it actually provides water behind the enemy for 6 seconds, like a water trail, and so it's really easy to catch up to enemies when they're Corrosive Hazed, and obviously get on top of people. Really good level 6 hero, so just choosing to ban that out this go around. Obviously, UNC with 10 seconds to decide who they're last picking, and it looks like it's going to be Storm Spirit. Okay, so we're going to see pause 5 puck, obviously. Brazel has played it before. The Disruptor and the Oracle were both not in play for UNC to choose, so they go for the pause 5 puck. With Dream Coil, obviously a good ult, low cooldown, able to run around the map. Also escape out of things. Might even be able to phase shift out of like Tidehunter Ravage, Disruptor, Recall or whatever it's called.
The Glimpse. I'm so curious to see if Storm Spirit changes up his first 15-minute item build at all instead of going Kaya first, because I think that was really a weakness on their team.
But I do think that Storm Spirit is a good matchup against Void Spirit, because I think Storm Spirit just has a little more damage, but also like kite than the Void Spirit. Obviously, Void Spirit has a lot of kite, so they're going to be kiting each other, see who can poke more at each other.
Right. It's going to be a little bit of a ridiculous lane, but I think it should, theoretically, I think it comes out even. But, Sven, that's a big carry.
Now, I could have seen the Sven on UNC's team just because Nigma Black Hole, obviously, you get a lot of people in the same area, so the cleave damage would have been big. I was considering that for a Fudge hero. Obviously didn't pick it, but it's going to be interesting to see the Sven versus PA matchup later into the game. I'm not exactly sure who wins that later into the game. But I don't think either hero really got changed this patch that I know of, other than some like stat changes.
Yeah.
But yeah, interesting. Gonna see. I think that Sven could maybe get kited. Spirit Breaker obviously has Staz resistance for the stun. Has charge to get away. Bulldoze to just run away. Puck has kiting abilities. PA can blink away. Storm Spirit has. I honestly think that this Sven might have kite issues. But we'll see. Obviously with the Tidehunter, Disruptor, Rubik, and Void Spirit, they have ways to lock down heroes. So gonna see if Ursa Minor has enough lockdown to let the Sven get in the right-click damage that he needs to, and kill off UNC Froggers, or if the Froggers have enough kiting to like pretty much just negate whatever damage Ursa Minor deals, and just like pretty much just poke at them for free.
Yeah, I think honestly I like the 2 drafts a lot because all of these fights could go either way, and I think it's all up to how, it's the individual play. Like you're saying, they have the resources they need on both teams to win this game, and it's just going to be how well they play it.
I would like to note that Brazel does have 2,000 games on Puck.
What?
Grandmaster
Why?
Puck. Obviously, about 100 more wins than losses, so I'm expecting big plays from this Puck this game as we head into it.
Have fun, guys.
Oh, and I would like to note that it is going to be a pause for Enigma with a pause 3 Spirit Breaker, so
That's true. I don't like it,
interesting.
but
It's pretty greedy. A lot different than what I think UNC is typically accustomed to, because I don't think the supports or the mid really farm that much. I don't think any of them really farm that much. It's typically just running at the enemy heroes. But now it's...
I mean, theoretically, I feel like it should be a pause for Spirit Breaker, because while Spirit Breaker is roaming, the Enigma just stays in lane and farms.
Yeah.
But I guess they'll just let Spirit Breaker probably take those last hits, and then Enigma will just, keep farming. There's some solid first blood potential here, but up in the trees, Pseudo is going to be able to... Oh, no, he's not. All right, it's getting sketchy. Trying to break the trees as fast as he can, but look at that. He's just built himself into a corner. Maze of Hell for Pseudo-Nymph into the first blood. Well played by Monkey and Beamer there. Catching a great start for this second game.
Yeah, really good start from them getting the first kill. UNC does end up getting 3 bounties for it, so whether it comes out even or not, I'm not sure. But
yeah, that's interesting.
Because it's obviously every member on UNC gets that extra gold, but going to be a good start for both teams.
All I want to see your game stats. Look at that. It already starts between Void Spirit and Storm. It's just going to be like that the whole time, clearing the wave as fast as you can and dealing damage to each other. And I think it's really interesting because these two are very bottle dependent, and the bottle meta, like we said before, has been changed up.
Yeah.
Do you know when a major is?
I don't know. I obviously know DPC.
They just finished.
Winter season just finished up. I'm not sure when the first major of the year is.
I'm so excited to see the major.
Yeah, especially with this new patch coming out just today. It's going to be interesting to see how the meta changes and everything.
Sorry, so that's a Puck 4 and a 5. I just realized. Oh, that's a lot of damage onto Gatsby here, otherwise known as Snow. But yeah, I don't think he's doing the best in this lane. He's got to try to get this bottle fast. I'm not sure how he's doing on the gold here.
Yeah, Void Spirit definitely out-levels or out-damages the Void Spirit in the early game. Just because the kiting ability from the Storm Spirit comes at level 6, obviously, and the Void Spirit just gets more damage in before that, that the Storm Spirit just can't avoid.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Brazel kind of going into a weird route here, just choosing to take a bunch of damage to pull Sven off of the wave. I thought maybe he might have had stun, but I think there was enough mana involved. Fudge in kind of a cluster here. This is interesting. I think it's interesting to no, I totally lost what I was going to say. It was going to be about Sven, but you know what? I got nothing. But I think, okay, well now we've got last hits and denies up, so we can finally see how everyone is doing in the game. It's pretty equal in the bottom lane. Top lane, again, actually very, very equal.
Yeah,
and
it looks
mid.
like every single lane is doing really equal right now in terms of last hits and denies.
There's no way they have kill potential onto the Tidehunter there. It's just some poke. Everything's just a poke to Tidehunter. But look at that. Scott, he's got to try to find a way out because this Disruptor is dealing a whole lot of damage to him. The Glimpse and that's going to be it as Monkey Wheels goes into the forest to try to finish off Scott here as quickly as he can. Finds the right click. It's another kill. And look at that. 189 plus 40 to 1 hero. They change. Oh, a double kill with the swift stun. Not noticed that was going to happen. But do want to point out, with the patch, they increased how much bounty gold you get from kills, including from streak kills, I think. I think that's part of it, that you get the base amount, and then I think Sven gets, like, extra money or something. I'm not sure.
Oh, that's really unfortunate for Scott. He TPs and then charges the Disruptor, and the Disruptor is right there to get the glimpse back to TP, and that's the walk of shame for Scott. Obviously, because he not only... neutral creeps are powerful.
Jesus Christ.
Wasn't even near it.
It had like a Zeus like static,
Yeah,
you know.
So the Harpies do now have, as we just saw, a lightning bolt that actually strikes anyone who is nearby, any heroes that are nearby and low on health. And so obviously that level 2 Disruptor, learning the hard way just how powerful these creeps are.
That's hilarious.
Oh.
Jesus.
Yeah, so obviously with that, but
it's obvious.
Yeah, obviously, it's really hard to farm creeps this meta or this patch.
Yeah, I mean for sure. I'm interested to see how stacking for Sven goes, because I think Sven's gonna have a lot harder of a time than he normally would with farming. Look at this, confidently leaving the wave to get another stun onto Puck. I think they might know that he doesn't have a lot of escape right now, and they're about to grab another kill. That was a great call by them. They saw he used the illusory orb. He wasn't gonna have that escape for another probably like 14, 15 seconds, and it's just domination by Monkey Wheels over there. I think he's definitely gonna be beating the net worth of Fudge. Unless, I mean, absolutely if Fudge dies right here. But nope, has enough health. Get away. Ooh.
Yeah, and you say that he's, obviously this, Sven is having a really good lane, getting those kills, in the lane, but he hasn't, or he's just around the same last hits as, Fudge, so... Obviously, this Tidehunter doing really well for himself, and probably including some Eidolon kills here and there, but doing well for himself, beating both of the pause ones. But the one to note right now is Scott's last hits. He is definitely struggling out here, the lowest of the cores, just having a hard time approaching lane against two heroes.
They are getting beat. Another stun comes out. And, oh, he might actually have enough to get away there. And the direct-to-camera brings us up to mid, where Void, even though he's a little bit behind, he finds that Puck kill to help catch up. And on the other side of things, Scott managed to deny himself to a neutral creep, I guess.
Yeah, which we have seen is not that hard this patch.
Why did
Rubik TPing mid, Fudge and Pseudonym are trying to go on to this Tidehunter, but Tidehunter is just maybe a little too tanky with that.
Oh, and Rubik's back. They decide to, with Disruptor. Even though Tidehunter might fall down, he's not going to. The Cryo Shell's enough. And there it is, a double kill, the right turnaround with the two supports behind him. Whoa, that was sad. That was really bad. Could you believe that? Jesus, poor Fudge. And you know what? I'm gonna say it. Even though Fudge was kind of equaled out with Sven on the last hits and denies, definitely got to be at least a 1K gold lead for Sven. Maybe 1.5K right now.
Yeah, he has had a really good lane, the off lane duo of Scott and Brazel. Obviously not doing very well against him. We're gonna see. I mean, he's up 2 levels over.
Yeah, I don't think Fudge level 5 now. When they went on that Tidehunter, I swear she was level 4. Like, I don't know.
I think what we need to see is possibly just a rotate from the Storm Spirit. But looks like he's just trading against.
You know, and it's funny you mentioned the, well, okay, right here, look at that. They're trying to find this kill onto Void, who's also, he's so close to getting Snow, but with the haste rune, he pulls out because he knows Brazil is right there. He's scared. Maybe the Illusory Orb would come down and burst him, but, oh, nope, not enough. It's not enough. Storm manages to get away. With Scott in here, they can get a Disruptor. Oh, well, not if Brazil walks away. And just moments away, Femur gets out. What was that?
No, I guess the puck was facing after.
Ooh, another jump, and it's a lightning-y end. I was gonna say a fiery end, but I was trying to search for a adverb that was like lightning-y, shocking, end. Yeah. I'll use that another time in this game. Okay, anyways, I was gonna say before that fight started, Storm actually did come down to the bot lane, but I think they must have seen the rotation and backed out. Nice Ravage here. I didn't think he was gonna be able to find the kill onto Pseudonymph, but oh, he's still not able to. No mana, no gush.
Come over and kill Pseudo for him. Oh, we are going to see a mid-rotation from... Ooh, a nice dodge from Fudge, but...
The Dissimilate, able to catch up to him.
It's going to be enough, as we do have the Tidehunter as well as magic damage from...
Yeah, it's a little bit slow. They're just doing the right clicks, but they find him. It's 8-1. And look at that. It's now 8-2. Okay, trying to find some value. Snow with a nice little rotation up top as well, but
obviously, trading the pause 5 though for the pause 1 is not a good trade.
No, it's not.
At least for UNC, and UNC is going to get this bottom tower, or not UNC. Ursa Miner's most likely going to get this bottom tower for it. UNC is not looking too hot right now.
Scott sitting up here farming, I guess. I don't know.
With no mana.
Yeah.
Might need to buy a player. And the thing is that he's farming. He's holding the lane stable instead of pushing it in, right? This Sven is able to defend against the push, and because of that, they're not applying any pressure. They don't need to rotate any heroes, and that's why they're able to gank the bottom lane. And they smoke up, might be looking for this Storm Spear in mid. Obviously no Ravage. The Storm Spirit has a chance to escape, but with the smoke and the Disruptor being 6, might be able to catch him out here. But no, looks like the Puck and the Storm Spirit are just able to get away, saw the smoke break, and are able to just kite around.
Yeah, you're right. From the draft, there's a lot of kite on their team, especially between the two, Storm and what's his face. Can you make it so that we can see the inventories as they're jumping around? No? Because we were doing it last game. I don't know. Doesn't matter at this point, I guess. Look at that. They finally found what they were looking for with the Static Storm. Pseudo goes down and Scott's off running away. It's a couple of sweet kills for Ursa Minor, and especially for Monkey Wheels. Gatsby, though, with a beautiful jump onto Rubik. Tinichu, our old Nyx Assassin player, down for the count. You know, Snow's been doing a great job of being able to find value in what has been an overall
rough game.
Really rough game so far.
Yeah, and I think the hero's built perfectly for that, and Snow knows how to use that perfectly.
And you know what? Notice that he's still going for. I almost said Kanye. Jesus Christ, what's it called? Kaya. Yes.
Yes. Ooh, he might get caught out here, getting surrounded by both the Sven and the Rubik in the top lane. Let's see if he doesn't get the stun off.
There's nowhere for her to jump. She's got a TP. The stun's gone. I think she makes it. Oh, the taunt comes in so clutch and she's gone. And what is that? I think she only has Perseverance. It's going to be another couple of minutes off getting that Battle Fury. Another couple of minutes where Your PA is just useless. And Sven is snowballing so hard right now.
Yeah, Sven already has that built-in Battle Fury, able to farm a lot faster than PA. PA just no space on the map, gets caught out in a bad position.
I'm surprised she was there.
I really wasn't. I mean, she has to farm somewhere, and obviously Scott on the Spirit Breaker playing the bottom lane, the mid lane being played by Ursa Minor, and now taking the triangle. There's really nowhere that Fudge can go other than the enemy's jungle, and when you push in that lane, obviously someone's going to come to de-push it, and
Okay, they think they have a moment here where they can go in on the Sven. I mean, they're right. He's pretty alone, but he's got a tower. I don't think there's any point for Scott to go here. Yep, just take that Infuse Rune. Okay, Snow. Okay, Snow, you think you have it? You have the Electric Vortex and Puck behind you? And absolutely exploded. Turns out, sometimes you don't need that Orchid. It just works out sometimes. I think he's got enough of a level lead here that he didn't have in the last game, where he is able to get those early kills.
Yeah, and is now pushing top lane, but Ursa Minor is starting to push in the other two lanes into the T2s. So while UNC is pushing that T1 top, the bottom T2 looks like it's going to be the Ursa Minor's next objective. And all we have to defend it is Scott. So, gonna see how risky Scott wants to play it if he's gonna jump into this.
Have we seen a single black hole so far?
We have not. I mean, we haven't seen the Enigma. I haven't seen him on screen higher than level 4 yet.
He has 18 last hits, dog. Why would they pick Enigma? What is he gonna do as a support?
I don't know. UNC obviously picked him, only seeing. Was it the 4th pick? I think it was the 4th pick.
Yeah. It's a very early pick. Oh, the Ravage comes in, and it spelled death for somebody, but look at that. Snow able to deal a lot of damage. Void is just trapped. And into the Static Storm, he's still not going to be able to get away. But, oh, for whatever reason, he was able to get out of the silence, but not far enough with the Dissimulate. Snow finishes him off, and Ursa Minor is on the run here. Snow has enough mana to go somewhere. What are we looking at? Like, they're in the middle of this chase.
Directed cams on some other something else.
We're watching the creep attack the tower. Oh, my lord. This directed camera is special, but that was kind of exciting. I don't know who died there at the beginning, but I think it was someone kind of non-consequential there for UNC Froggers, and then Snow really turned it around.
Yeah, so it was actually the Enigma with the black hole. I think was trying to set up something, obviously put down.
Oh, a nice glimpse.
Uses Bulldoze, is he going to be able to get out with that?
No, enough damage here with the last little stun. Woo.
Yeah, so it was the Enigma that got caught out, and then Snow just came in and was able to do massive amounts of damage. Also, it was they got Dream Coiled. Ursa Minor was obviously all being in the same spot after they jumped in with the Ravage. They got Dream Coiled. Weren't able to move around, let Snow get in and do mass amounts of damage, area damage, magic damage.
Hold their moments away from finding PA here. And what a huge jump with the magic damage coming out from both cores. In an instant, they're gone. Holy smokes. That was a lot of damage. That was a lot of damage.
It was just the double stun right into both of them. I don't even know if they saw PA before that instant, but they threw out the stun onto the Puck and just able to get both of those kills with so much area damage and nuke damage.
And now they're pushing both the top and bottom lane. Whoa! With Static Storm canceling the black hole, and Snow too overconfident. The counter black hole from the Rubik, and he's gone. Brazel, he's not gonna be able to get out either, wasting a Dream Coil on a fully functional Ursa Miner. Scott looking for that core kill, and he's gone. Look at that. That's a nice. You get a lot of gold there. 430 plus 399 among 3 heroes. I don't understand how bounty kills work anymore.
Yeah.
But I know it's a lot of gold. But holy crap. That was a fun fight to watch with the Static Storm canceling the Enigma black hole and then Rubik turning it around with the black hole. Yep. That was great.
And bursting down. Yeah, I don't know what I don't know. Maybe they were calming that they wanted to fight that T2, but just going in black holing by yourself, that was difficult.
It would have worked. I mean, you saw Storm was in the middle of that jump, but
all the way back from base.
Yeah,
I don't know.
yeah.
That was definitely maybe not the smartest play. And now Rubik has black hole. I'm pretty sure they have 2 charges, if I'm not mistaken. I'm not sure how many, but
oh, look at that! Snow has so much burst right now. Just really has a nice, solid level lead on the support line. Able to get him real quick. But yeah, what were you saying? 2 charges, I think, is true.
Yeah, so I'm pretty sure Rubik has multiple charges on the stolen spell, and so can obviously used black hole right there. But was able to, or does have it for another use in the future.
Which they're definitely going to save it for, right? I mean, you don't just throw away black hole.
Exactly. Might even be, you can't see it now, but might even be building Nagnims, maybe? Okay, the dust. And the jump into the Sven. I don't know if he has a BKB. Scott's going to try to follow up, and the Dream Coil. Great pick for UNC. Okay, Tidehunter, but this leaves them in a solid position here. They have a couple more minutes to farm or try to find a couple more picks. It's really whatever they want to do here, as long as Brazel doesn't go down. Okay, yes, 2,000 puck games really showing there. Able to do the the classic combo of escaping, but that's a great play by them. Snow is really just showing why Storm Spirit is his specialty and why he picked it again, even though they lost last game with it. Yeah, and I just realized this. I want to note something, but obviously with creep camps getting a decent amount of buffs, honestly. We saw a couple of neutral creeps kills already.
Yeah, 2 this game.
Yeah. I want to just note that. No.
Yeah, he's just gone.
PA seems to be a real good way to counter the creep buffs, right? Because she can just go in, or not invis, but
phased out, whatever it is.
Yeah. Blurred. Right, yeah. She can blur herself, not get detected, and obviously not trigger a bunch of those creep abilities, meaning that she can do pretty well. We might see a smoke right here. Looks like they might be grouping. Yeah, we are going to see a 5-man smoke from Ursa Miner. Whether they're going to jump into the pit or try and go for kills, it's going to be...
Because they have a solid chance here to kill. Tidehunter saw it. They see the PA. Don't need to use the Ravage there because they have the stuns, the follow-up, and it's that's a gone PA. It's just 3 of them, I don't know what her evasion's at right now. I can't imagine it's at. Yeah, not enough.
But also they do have, Ursa Miner does have a decent amount of magic damage that goes through that. And I can't tell if they have vision on that ward or if the Tide just
he might have just gone
jumped. Yeah, I think he just blind jumped up into there. Obviously, UNC doesn't have any vision there either. I think
he knew exactly where Enigma was. Another great jump by these core 3 from Ursa Miner, and that's a tier 2 tower. Now, I would not be surprised if they're going to turn around and get straight into that Roshan as Enigma's down. So they don't have to be scared right now of taking a pit fight. I was surprised by that.
Yeah, that was a really good
really nice.
catch. I also would like to note with those creep changes that I was talking about, I feel like a lot of them would benefit, obviously, heroes that control creeps, right?
Yeah.
So you think about like Chen, Enchantress, Beastmaster, even Lycan and Doom. Use creeps and use their abilities, so Doom might be a good hero now.
And I thought we'd see more of them.
PA TP's away after pushing the wave. Right in the negative tower too, as Ursa Minor is going to try and find the PA, doesn't do it successfully.
But I think even like Treant's trees got buffed. Am I wrong? Or like Lycan's wolves? Treant's tree? No, Nature's Prophet's trees. Eidolon's. I meant Nature's Prophet's trees, not Treant's trees. And I think Lycan's wolves. I think they got included, but
I'm not sure. I know there was also a bunch of changes with attack type.
Yeah. Oh, another nice stun onto Enigma, completely stopping his black hole. And the Static Storm, Snow has a BKB to try to get away, but Scott is not doing as well. Look at that. Sven completely bursted down by Snow. And it's not a bad fight, really, for UNC Froggers. I don't think they lost PA there.
Yeah, they didn't lose PA. They did lose the Enigma as well as the Spirit Breaker, but they eventually traded out for the Rubik and the Disruptor, so didn't end up getting any cores for it. But obviously, it's better than nothing.
Yeah, I think it's actually kind of an okay trade for them.
Yeah, especially considering that the Enigma was the one who got caught out there. And a lot of ults were also used from Ursa Minor. I mean, obviously Ravage and Disruptor ults were used. So not a bad trade, though UNC is still down 8k gold at 25 minutes.
I mean, and they're definitely frustrated about losing that Aegis. But yeah, you're right. It's still overall going for Ursa Minor. What's their next move here? I mean, obviously a lot of this is just waiting for ults to charge back up. You know, between both teams, they both have big team fight ults that they need. Okay, haste train. Go for that. But it kind of makes these boring in-betweens where they're just kind of farming and just hoping that they can catch someone out.
Yeah, obviously, Ursa Minor playing this bottom side of the map while UNC plays and tries to farm out this top side of the map, see what they can scrounge up. They may look to fight this Void Spirit, but the Void Spirit tops the haste room and might just go try and look to connect with his team bottom.
Yeah, they've got a great push here at bottom. You know, with 3 Frogger people at top, if they just find the right moment to push high ground, it's really dangerous for the Froggers. But for now, again, it's just kind of a farming game. I think it's kind of a free tier 2 maybe?
It might be. Obviously, the
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Oh,
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
the Enigma is able to do some damage, get rid of the creeps,
Dire's
but
top tower is under attack.
overall the tower is
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
and they're hitting the top tier 2, but I guess they're gonna try to come back around. Yep, they made the decision to try to find that PA in Storm. All right, let's see it. This could be big. Who knows? All right, the Yules into the taunt, dissimulate, but the BKB's used, and he's gonna TP out. Just the right decision there.
Yeah, really good TP out from PA. PA obviously wasn't found by the Sven, but the Storm Spirit also getting out was really huge. If they got that pick and then just walked it down mid, pretty much, that would have been almost game ending for UNC. Really good save from know, obviously.
Oh, but they're gonna find the PA a little bit out. The BKB is used and the black hole again stopped. Pseudo's never gonna be able to get off a clean black hole. They're pinging him and he's gonna fall. A dagger and then the lightning from Rubik is how he dies. Rubik's having a fun game here, which is a clearly Pseudonym is not having a similarly fun game with his big ultimates.
Yeah, Pseudonym had that Blink Dagger, was able to blink in and save the PA there. Maybe even it was worth using the black hole to save the life of the PA, but ends up dying for it
and off that fight, I can't believe it, but they're taking racks. Uncontested so far. They know black hole's not there, and UNC knows they don't have any way to really fight. Tidehunter just got pulled into something there, and he's getting pretty low health. As Snow takes the time to go into the back line here. Sven getting kited. He can't find anything, but I don't even know how PA died. It's all up to Snow against what looks like 4 of Ursa Minor, and I think with this final fight, as Snow goes down, he still has the buyback, but this is really big for Ursa Minor. They're going to be able to get this racks. They might be able to pull out another. I don't know what. The black hole cooldown might be up soon. The buyback from Snow might come up right as they get the black hole to try to surprise them. That could be the play.
I don't know if that is the play, though. I mean, if you look at it, Sven and...
Oh, and any hopes of that being the play is gone as the Yule's taunt combo goes straight in. Storm Spirit doesn't have Ags or anything. The buyback, though, but he's not going to be able to even pull off a clean black hole. He decides not to. Okay, everyone's back. They're able to fight in again. And look at that. They catch out Void. That's big. Oh, they also got Sven. I didn't even see it. And then Rubik's just on cleanup. And they get a nice pushback there, but it's a barrack and a tier 3 towers. And how many buybacks? 1, 2? I think it was 2 buybacks.
At least 2. It was at least Pseudonym and Snow with those buybacks. And now UNC is just desperately trying to get some map control back.
Yeah, I mean, it's the same as last game. They're just desperately buying themselves like a few minutes after a few minutes. Oh, Brazil, I didn't even notice this. Using the Dream Coil, leaving the Disruptor alone for as long as he can, and
Third time this match.
Genius play by Beamer. He said, you know what? I've seen this one before. I can get killed by the neutral creeps. Oh my lord. Oh man, alright. Well, maybe come back. I could see it.
That's a good neutral item on PA, the Paladin Sword. It will just sustain a little bit more. Obviously do a little more damage. Looking like they might want to take this mid tower. Getting caught by... Oh, dodge did not. Oh.
What? Not again. For poor Pseudonip, hit with the black hole by Rubik. And that's it for those 2 supports. Oh my lord. They're gonna come back right around with a triple kill on Void as he finishes off Scott. I don't know why Scott was even in the mix there, but you know what? He was, and this is not good. This is not good at all.
Trying to catch out that Void Spirit, thinking he's alone. That Rubik there, instantly canceling the black hole, stealing it, and then just turning it right around on them. Oh,
holy
geez,
crap. I mean, MVP right there, that Rubik. In reality, I feel like the MVP should be on Pseudonym for giving away the black hole so many times.
Not once, twice.
Yep.
Yeah, guys, going straight for what looks like megas, and then possibly the game end. Obviously, no buyback on Snow or on Pseudonym. So Snow still being alive, but just doesn't want to risk it. And I mean, now you don't even have Black Hole to fight, so it's going to be really interesting. They have Dream Coil. They're going to try and go in, see if they can catch something. He before everyone TPs away, but it looks like everyone's just gonna...
They back out. Oh. And we lose the game. What?
Looks like it wasn't... Oh, this is the first game.
This is the first game.
It doesn't look like anyone's playing, though, so I'm going to assume that it was an Ursa minor victory.
Oh, were we behind on that match?
I think we were a little behind, and we were watching a friend, so...
Okay. Wow. Oh, okay.
Yeah, so we're going to go back to live desk just to talk about it a little bit, break down. Yeah, so Ursa minor getting the second victory of the game, or of the match. Does make it their record now 3-1. UNC is now 2-2. So I mean, 2-2 isn't the worst. Obviously,
no.
They got the first 2 wins of the series, and maybe not playoff qualifying score record right now, but definitely possibilities for at least going positive, right, during the season. And I know these guys, they aren't necessarily practicing every day for this. They're just here to have some fun. So hopefully that's what they are doing.
Hopefully losing is fun.
Yeah.
I
love playing a good game of Dota, win or lose.
But yeah, we're hoping the best as the weeks go on. I think UNC Progress hit some drafting issues today, and then some more drafting issues.
I don't know. That second game, I think that was more of a play style rather than draft.
That's true.
They were getting caught out. Maybe just a skill gap difference, or I don't know.
Right.
But
definitely a support difference.
I definitely like their draft the second game a lot more than their draft the first game. So they are improving. Just how much more they need to improve to be able to get the early game advantage and stick with it.
But great game for Berkeley.
Yeah.
They obviously showed they were dominant. And again, we're talking about skill gaps here, and that's all compliments for UC Berkeley and their team, who played absolutely great tonight.
Yeah, and obviously a lot of some of it might even come down to patch. Patch obviously came out today.
Of course.
So people are still learning what's good, what isn't. I haven't played it, so I don't know what's good or what isn't. Just my guesses from reading all the patch notes, which is very long and took a couple hours in its entirety. But we are going to see, hopefully in the next couple weeks, maybe people play more games, play together, and so figure out what works, what doesn't, feel around, and hopefully come into this next week feeling a little better and get a dub.
Yeah. All right. We're going to call it there, folks. It's pretty late. Thanks for watching. It was a fun series of Dota, and we'll see you next week. Same time, probably.
Yep. See ya.
Bye.